For the first time in history, the G20 Summit is coming to Africa and the world is watching closely. On November 22nd or 23rd, world leaders from the largest economies will meet in Johannesburg, South Africa. But this year's summit is already stirring geopolitical tensions, especially between Pretoria and Washington. From global inequality to energy transition, and a possible US boycott. Here are the key things you need to know about this historic event. The G20 Summit, founded in 1999, represents the world's leading economies, 19 countries plus the European Union and the African Union. This year, the presidency rotates to South Africa, marking the first time ever that the G20 will be hosted on African soil. G20 members account for 85% of global GDP and nearly 2/3 of the world's population. South Africa remains the only African member state, although the African Union officially joined as a group in 2023. South Africa has outlined its G20 priorities, which include strengthening disaster resilience, addressing debt sustainability for low-income countries, financing a just energy transition, and harnessing critical minerals for inclusive growth and sustainable development. Its official theme is solidarity, equality, and sustainability. However, the summit comes at a time of rising global instability, and South Africa continues to face challenges at home. The World Bank has ranked it as the world's most unequal country. In response, the government commissioned an expert panel led by Nobel Prize-winning economist Joseph Stiglitz, who recommended the creation of an intergovernmental panel to tackle what he described as a global inequality emergency, noting that 2.3 billion people worldwide are currently hungry. Controversy escalated when US President Donald Trump announced that no US officials would attend, calling South Africa's G20 presidency a total disgrace. He has repeatedly targeted South Africa since returning to office in January, making claims of a so-called white genocide and imposing 30% tariffs, currently the highest in sub-Saharan Africa. Although some analysts believe the US boycott would weaken South Africa's agenda, Pretoria responded that the absence would be Washington's loss, adding that they still expect a successful summit. Argentine President Javier Milei, a known Trump ally, will also be absent and will send his foreign minister instead. Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend either, following precedents from previous years. The summit will take place at the Nasrec Expo Center, the largest conference venue in South Africa. Located near Soweto Township, the venue symbolizes post-apartheid spatial integration and is close to the stadium that hosted the 2010 FIFA World Cup final. While Johannesburg is known for housing Africa's richest square mile, it also battles crumbling infrastructure, poor services, and chronic mismanagement. In March, President Cyril Ramaphosa criticized the deteriorating conditions, and in July, the African Development Bank approved a $139 million loan for urban upgrades. At the end of the summit, South Africa will hand over the G20 presidency to the United States, closing a circle of Global South leadership following Brazil, India, and Indonesia. However, President Trump has reportedly said he plans to reduce the G20 scope, questioning whether South Africa should even be in the Gs anymore. His statements have fueled uncertainty about the future of the G20 platform. This G20 summit is more than a diplomatic meeting. It is a historic moment for Africa and a possible turning point for global leadership. Will South Africa shape a new international agenda, or will geopolitical tensions overshadow its goals? All eyes will be on Johannesburg this November. Stay tuned as history is about to be made. Uche Jacinta for Eagles FM News.